You ever get that feeling that your AI assistant is, well, more of a corporate spy than a helpful companion? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical new idea in personal AI. It's called Animo. And it's not just another app, it's designed from the ground up to be a private, local first life companion. Let's dig into what that actually means.
So, this question really gets to the very heart of what makes Animo so different. I mean, think about it. We've gotten so used to our AI assistants being these extensions of massive tech companies. But what if all that intimate knowledge, your thoughts, your plans, your worries, what if it all stayed with you and only you? Animo is built entirely on that one premise.
Okay, this is where the difference really becomes crystal clear. On one side, you've got your standard AI. It's cloud-based, right? Everything you say gets sent to company servers. But Animo is local first, which means it lives entirely on your device. Most AIs are command-driven. You have to tell them exactly what to do. Animo, on the other hand, aims to be context-aware, to understand the why behind what you're saying. And this is the big one. With most services, your data is the product being sold. With Animo, you own your data, period. Oh, and because of all this, it works perfectly even when you're completely offline.
So, why go to all this trouble? Why take such a radically different approach? Well, Animo wasn't just created in a vacuum. It's a direct response to three pretty specific problems that are plaguing the modern AI world. First up, the privacy crisis. And let's be honest with ourselves. How many of us would feel truly comfortable sharing our financial struggles, our health concerns, or our deepest thoughts with an AI, knowing that data is being sent to a server somewhere, that it's being analyzed, and maybe even used to target us with ads? That hesitation is real, and it's a huge barrier to a truly personal AI.
Second, there's what they call the context gap. Right now, our digital lives are all chopped up. Your calendar doesn't talk to your budgeting app, which has no idea about your to-do list. They all live in their own little boxes, so they completely miss the bigger picture. If you log something like bought coffee because I'm stressed, most apps just see a transaction. They miss the crucial context, the reason behind it. And finally, there's this really deep human need for a safe space to just exist, you know? A place to vent, to express ourselves without that fear of being judged. In a world where we're always performing, a lot of us are just looking for that kind of non-judgmental ear. Anima was built to try and provide that for those moments when we need it most. So, in response to all those problems, Animo was built on a foundation of two core principles. And these aren't just features on a box, they're promises that are trying to build a whole new kind of trust between you and your AI. The first promise is being local first. And look, this isn't just some techie buzzword, it's the entire architectural foundation of the app. It means your data, your entire digital life is stored on your phone or your computer, not on some remote server in who knows where. Your device becomes the one and only source of truth. The second promise is zero knowledge. The best way to think of it is like this. It's a security model that guarantees that not even the creators of Animo can see your information. Your data is encrypted with a key that only you hold. It's designed from the very beginning to be completely unreadable to anyone but you, ever. And all of this brings us to the ultimate goal. You know, the term second brain gets thrown around a lot, but here it has a really specific meaning: to create a digital copy of your life's context, one that's completely private and that understands all the little connections between events, thoughts, and feelings.
So that's the philosophy. But how does this actually translate into features you can use every day? Let's take a look at how Animo actually understands your life in practice.
It all starts with understanding plain, natural language. So if you say you spent money on coffee, it doesn't just save the text. It creates an actual expense record. Or if you mention a Netflix trial, it's smart enough to set a reminder before it expires so you don't get charged. It's proactive, not just reactive. And if you have one of those fuzzy memories like, where did I park? You can just ask, and it'll search through your logs to find the answer.
Okay, now here's a fantastic example of its contextual intelligence. It can track recurring household stuff. So the first time you log gas cylinder replaced, it just notes it down. But the second time you do it, it connects the dots. It compares the dates, and then it tells you, hey, the last one lasted 45 days. It's designed to spot the kinds of patterns that we just miss in the hustle and bustle of daily life.
And you know, it's not just about tasks and finances. When it detects emotional language, it shifts into what's called therapist mode. It totally stops trying to solve problems and instead just offers a supportive listening ear. And this is a core part of its design. to be a compassionate companion, not just another productivity tool.
All right, this all sounds great, but how does it actually work under the hood without sending all your data to the cloud? Let's peel back the curtain a little bit and look at the technical magic that makes all of this possible. The process is surprisingly straightforward and incredibly secure. When you type or speak, a local engine, and that's the key, not a cloud-based AI, analyzes your sentence to figure out what you mean. Then it structures that data, encrypts it with military-grade AES 256 encryption, and saves it directly to your device's local database. The main takeaway here? Nothing ever leaves your device.
And that logic core, that's the real secret sauce. By using a deterministic, rule-based engine instead of a giant large language model, Animo guarantees it will work perfectly offline. This also means your responses are instant and there are no ongoing costs for hitting some remote API. So it's not just private, it's efficient by design. The security model for your password is just as rigorous. When you log in, your password only exists in your browser's active memory for that one session. It is never stored permanently anywhere. If you reload the page, poof, the key is wiped and you have to log in again. And that's not a bug, it's a very deliberate security feature to protect your data. And this quote, right from the user guide, is the ultimate proof of that zero-knowledge promise. Because only you have the key. There is no forgot password button. If you lose the password, the data is gone forever. It's a pretty stark reminder that with great power comes great responsibility. You and only you are in control. So, what does this all add up to? Let's zoom out for a second and think about the bigger picture Animo is painting for the future of our digital lives.
In a nutshell, Animo is positioned as a private companion that really tackles those core privacy and context problems we see in today's AI. It's designed to understand everything from your finances to your feelings, all secured by an architecture where you alone hold the key. It's essentially a completely self-contained digital mind, a true second brain. And that leaves us with a final, really important question to think about. As artificial intelligence becomes more and more woven into the very fabric of our personal lives, the decision of who or what we trust with our innermost thoughts, with our digital soul, well, that becomes one of the most critical choices we'll ever have to make.